Hi, I'm Susan Kennard, and this is 5 Minute Frequency Tune Up. You don't normally get me pulling a card on 5 Minute Frequency Tune Up, but today I felt drawn. So these are the Keepers of the Light cards from Carl Gray. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of distraction at the moment. Yeah, we've had some difficult things happening in the world. And we can see that there's a lot of energy of fight, and there's a lot of energy of trying to pull us away from the truth of who we truly are. And when we're being pulled away from the truth of who we are, then our life becomes much harder because we're being distracted from the truth of the source that we are. And when we come into a place of remembering the source that we are, let's move my microphone, then there isn't a noise. There isn't even a past or future. There is only the now moment. And that now moment is, woo, this just flew out. I was waiting for something to happen like that. The now moment is what I call the 0 point. I find this 0 point in a second of closing my eyes, just coming into that presence, which I'm going to do with you today. There's a couple of things I'm going to do with you today, actually. And the more we come into that, we're going to call it a 0 presence. Okay. The more we come into the 0 presence, the more we're in our place of no time, no space. Okay. When we're in our place of no time, no space, we're no longer in the past and we're not thinking about what's going to happen next. So the more we're in that space, the less we're in distraction. So if we look at the world now, here in the UK, there has been some marches in London and places like that. There's been a lot of pushing against. There's been things happening in the States, as you know, and all of these things, as much as they are actually happening, they are just reflections depending on how we respond to them. Does that make sense? So if you think of ourselves as a mirror of experience, so we have an internal mirror, okay, which reflects the external mirror. So that doesn't mean things aren't happening in the world. Yes, they are. And they will continue to do so, especially because we're in the eclipse sandwich. We're just coming up to, when this comes out on Friday, we're coming up to the new moon partial solar eclipse in Virgo. So, like we're at the end of our sandwich. We're in the middle of the sandwich right now, and that's the end of our sandwich. And so we're coming into the equinox as well, which is fall in the States, and we just call it autumn here. And, we're in this place now where we are going to be tested, and that testing happens by distraction. But anyway, I digress. So we are this internal mirror, and we are a reflection out into our experience. So we create everything. So whatever we're seeing or responding to is a better way to say it, or getting triggered by, is a reflection of our own belief system and our own experience of the world. Does that make sense? So if you see someone getting shot, for example, it's never a good experience to see, of course. And it's not nice to see all of that, pain and suffering with people. But the question we have to ask ourselves is, how do we actually respond to that? Do we respond to that in a way that is stopping us from aligning to who we truly are and what we're meant to be doing in the world, i.e. living our mission? Or do we, do we respond to it in a way where we just go, oh my God, that's so dreadful. I can't sleep. What if that happens to someone in my family? What if that happens to me? What if do you see what I'm saying? Or do we say that, my compassion goes out to everybody involved, but I'm holding a light where I'm expanding that light more and more and more so that humanity can experience that light, right? So the more that we stay in that presence of the 0 point, the more we can do that. Okay, so this is the card. So Transcendence, Lord Shiva. My beautiful friend Roshni will know more about Lord Shiva than me. But rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, and dance with the universe. I often speak about dancing. So actually I do salsa dancing myself, but when I'm talking about dancing in the sense of running, I have an ascension practitioner program to teach people to be ascension practitioners out in the world. So I'm running that right now, and I'm always talking about when you're working with someone, you're in a dance together. So no one is the healer for you. We're all channels and we hold a space for someone to heal. But what we're doing is we're dancing together in that energy. So we are flowing, you can use it as another word, we're flowing in that energy. Makes sense? Okay, so there are two things. So we're going to come into that 0 point together. And then what the guides were also saying to me when I tuned in was, we're going to place you in the universal love chamber. So if you're listening to this, or if you share it with anyone, or if you watch this video, whatever time you watch it, whatever date, years in the future, whenever it happens, you will be placed in the universal love chamber for free for a whole week. Okay. If you want to continue to be in the universal love chamber, you can buy me a coffee. Okay. So normally this universal love chamber is £44 to be in it. But actually, I have an offer with this, which is called Buy Me a Coffee. Okay, so and it's I think it's £5 or $5 actually. I can't remember if it's £5 or $5, but whatever it is, it's like, it's a gift. So I'll leave the link, and if you want to gift it to anyone, you can. It's the only chamber you can gift. And if you want to stay in it yourself, you can have a subscription to it, or you can just do a one-off. Okay, buy me a coffee one-off, or you can do a subscription to it. Okay, so I think it's $50 for a whole year, or you can just do 5. But yeah, this is what I'd like to offer you. So we're going to place you in the universal love chamber, and that's going to happen once we have gone into our 0 point. Okay, so just consider where you're being distracted in your world, where you're where you're being taken out of your now moment and your 0 point. Okay, and if you'd like to know more about my work, you can go to susankennard.co.uk. I'm excited because next week, so when you get this on the Friday, the following week on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm running an in-person healing retreat. And it's in person here in the UK, and it's on the coast right by the sea. If you get this and you're like, wow, that's exactly what I need, at this point of me recording this, we still have 2 places. Okay. So if you would like to come along, I'm going to leave the link there, but you can find it all on my website anyway. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's come into our heart and just breathe in. So let's just breathe in and breathe out. So breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Let's do that 3 times. Good. And then I want you to imagine, you can keep your eyes open or closed. Imagine that there is a beautiful earth star under your feet and a beautiful star above your head, which is your soul star. And then just imagine a beam of light coming down from your soul star to your earth star. And so you can sort of see yourself in this bubble of light or this beam of light. Good. Let's invite in all of our teams. I can kind of get a sense of them gathering. You know, we have many guides and angels that work with us. Don't worry if you don't know who they are. So we're just going to invite them to be present. I've already created a sacred space for you. And now we're going to go into our 0 point, right? So the way that I teach it is I'll talk to you about it first. So what I do is I breathe in through my nose, hold in my heart, and hold for as long as I can. So it could be a few seconds, few moments, and then breathe out. And when you breathe out, elongate your breath. Okay. So I'll take you through it. We'll do it together. And then notice what happens as you're breathing in and you hold. Sometimes what happens is we feel like we're being aligned and pushing back. Sometimes people move in a circular motion. And some people feel like they're here but not here. And quite often that's because we're going into this space of nothingness. And you are here, of course, but it's a place of complete peace. Okay. So whenever I write any programs or I tune into what anybody would like, if I'm working with people, I'm running groups, even my YouTube channels. When I was writing my book, I did this, my 2 books. I just come in and I listen. That's what I do. So I go into my 0 point and I listen and I ask, what do you want me to share? It's exactly what I did before I came on to record this video for you. So let's do it together. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and hold, and you can let go whenever you need to. I'm not going to hold you there as long as I stay, and breathe out. We're going to do that 3 times. Then we're going to come in and hold and elongate the breath for longer. Okay, so we breathe in, we elongate the breath, and we do that 3 times. Then we're going to come in, hold, and elongate the breath for a bit longer, and then just feel how it feels to you, and then we'll come back. So hold on. Okay, so just get a sense as you breathe in and hold. Do you find it easier to stay in that presence by breathing in, or do you find it easier by breathing out? Good. So you might get a sense that you're here, but you're not here. So the guides are just going to come in. I'm hearing some light language here. So I'm going to bring some light language through. So just keep your eyes closed and just receive this light language. And they're saying to me that they want to bring this in to help us to stay more in our present moment, avoiding distractions and helping us remember who we truly are. And then we're going to be placed in the universal love chamber, okay? So it's a teaching moment here. I'm just going to let you know that what happens when they channel through me is I can feel myself being pulled backwards, and then I feel like I'm here, but I'm not here, if you know what I mean. It's like a in between space. We are the 2nd generation Council of Light, and we are a collective of many beings that work through this channel. So take a deep breath. So we're going to place you now in the universal love chamber. So when these are channeled to me and guided to me, I get to see them. This universal love chamber has been created several years ago, but they show me to the left hand side a beautiful kind of almost like a crystal cave. These are the galactic crystal healing chambers that were channeled to me and continue to be channeled to me actually, but initially on the Lion's Gate a few years ago, the 8-8 portal. So I'm just seeing this beautiful chamber, a beautiful crystal chamber to the left hand side. And I'm just seeing many different beds. They're almost like massage tables. And you could imagine that you're walking in and just laying down on one of those beautiful massage tables is perfect for you. It's got a crystal bed to it. And I can see all of the guides coming in. And remember that a universal love chamber is something that you can gift as well. So it's the only one that you can actually gift without permission, which is why I can do it here for everybody. And I think we all need some universal love. It allows you to receive more love from the universe and beautiful gifts coming in from the universe for you. Be open to that. Okay, so I can see Mother Mary in there and the Ascended Masters. Seems to be a kind of almost like a table of goblets today. The sacred, okay, thank you, the Holy Grail, meaning we are our own Holy Grail, we're our own healers. I'm seeing ancestral energy being released. Any dark energies that need to go, they go as well. And so a realignment is happening for everybody here listening to this. You may get a sense of feeling this. The guides are just saying and reiterating for you that, you know, universal love is literally your birthright. Everyone, every being that's chosen to be here at this time of ascension is showered with universal love. We just have to ask for it, be present for it, receive it. So I always wait for a green tick, which tells me when the universal love chamber or any chamber is actually created. Okay, good. Amazing. Okay, you may see other guides in there. You may see, you may hear, you may feel, you may experience. The universal love chamber is a deep healing experience for anybody. Good. So know that you are in it now for a whole week. It's been created. And yeah, let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel now that you have experienced this universal love, but also that 0 point. Okay. And much love to you, and have a really fantastic weekend. And I will see you on the next 5-minute frequency tune up, if not before. Much love.